But recently his views haven't even been doing that good. So Lala, you might want to rethink that. It's just absurd that a year.
That's crazy. She said this might be a ploy to get Cinco money, but recently his views ain't even been like that. So she might want to rethink that plan. Like, come on. Then she just called Cinco broke. Like, I feel like, I don't, like, why, like, she going at Lala crazy. She going at Cinco. Is she mad? Is she a Cinco fangirl? She wanted Cinco and now Lala got him and now she mad. That's what I feel like this is. It's a lot of shade here for this to just be an innocent video. All right, y'all. So it looks like they're talking about how deeply DDG misses Kennedy Cymone. So I guess they finna go into this. I wonder if they're going to be diving into the song and giving us some exclusive information about what's going on with the song, why he made the song, when he made the song, because people were really criticizing DDG about having one song about how he wants things to be fixed, or at least to have a functional relationship for his child with Halle, while in the same album, he's talking and singing about how he missed Kennedy and wish things was different. So yeah, it's probably going to be somewhat around that controversy, knowing how these videos usually go, but we finna check it out. And let me know how you all feel about that. Did y'all think that that was crazy, him adding both of those? Or do you think that when you make music, you're supposed to put whatever's in your heart? And if you feeling for two women, if that's what you want to do, that's what you got to do. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. It looks like we're starting with some stuff on Ken. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. I ain't seen him in a minute. Like, I have not watched them since he was with De'Ara still. So yeah, let's see what's going on.
So I previously spoke on De'Ara's private investigator running up on Ken and serving him at Crush Fitness. Now, if you guys didn't know, De'Ara has been trying to serve Ken since December of last year. Well, now Ken is finally officially responding to the lawsuit after he was served that paperwork. Now, he's trying to get this entire thing dismissed because he was not served properly. Now, I put the documents here up on the screen, so feel free to—
He said he's trying to get it dismissed because he wasn't served properly. Like, so my man's was ducking being served for a whole year, and then they still caught him lacking. Like, they caught him in the wrong way, so he's trying to get it dismissed because they didn't even do it right. Like, what's going on? Why is he getting served in the first place, bro? They went from being like the power couple of YouTube. They was like the Jay-Z and Beyonce at YouTube. Now they serving each other and all type of stuff. What's going on? I don't even know what's happening right now.
To pause and read, but I'm not going to read through these entire documents. I'm just going to read what Ken is basically claiming here. He states, plaintiff filed this action on December 31st, 2024. According to court records, the first attempt at service did not occur until June 2025, over 5 months later. This substantial delay demonstrates a clear lack of due diligence in attempting to serve the defendant. On October 2nd, while in Dallas, Texas, defendant was approached by an individual later identified as a process server. The process server called out Kenneth approximately 15 feet away. Defendant, assuming this individual was a fan or supporter, as commonly occurs due to his public figure status, waited for her to approach. Upon approach, the process server stated, "I have documents for you," without identifying herself or stating that papers were legal in nature. Defendant asks what the documents were, but the process server remained silent and merely attempted to hand them over. As a public figure who is frequently approached by fans, promoters, and individuals offering unsolicited materials, defendant exercised reasonable caution and politely said no thanks, then walked away calmly towards a nearby fitness facility.
That's crazy. So you can, like, depending on how they serve you, you can reject being served because you're a public figure. Cause I mean, it is like if a fan comes up to you and gives you a document full of something, like, it's like you don't know what's in that document. So it's reasonable, but it's kind of some bullshit. Like, I would give it 100. That's kind of crazy.
Defendant did not run, hide, or evade. The process server did not identify herself as required by law, did not inform defendant the nature of the documents, and made no lawful drop service attempt. Instead, after defendant entered the gym, she left the papers on defendant's girlfriend's vehicle windshield and departed the scene. Defendant later learned the process server affidavit and accurately described him as 5'5", 200 pounds, and bald, which is false and easily disproved by alongside defendant's public photos and posts available throughout the year. So now let's jump over to 15 states. Plaintiffs claims defendant fled the state by relocating to Dallas. This is false. Defendant publicly posted about his move, continued his business and social media presence transparently, and therefore cannot be said to have fled. And then 17 basically states that De'Ara made claims that defendant and his mother have responded online to the lawsuit, and he's stating that it's misleading. He states he made a single public statement made in January 2025 was solely in response to core fans expressing concern over online rumors. So now in summary, it's stating that De'Ara's argument number one was Ken was aware of the lawsuit due to social media activity. Ken's response was posts and interactions were business related, not legal acknowledgments. Public transparency contradicts any claim of evasion. In De'Ara's second argument that defendant responded to lawsuit online, Ken is stating his single post in January was a response to fans' concern, not acknowledgement of any lawsuit. Now, De'Ara's third argument that defendant's family assisted in avoiding service. Ken's response was no evidence supports this. Defendant's relatives are not legal representatives and made independent public comments unrelated to this case.
So legally, he made sure he evaded that shit right. This is crazy. My man just knew exactly what to do. That's crazy work. Like, wow.
Now, all of Ken's responses here were dealing with him being served, nothing necessarily to do with the lawsuit that was filed. I'm guessing he's trying not to acknowledge that he received any paperwork on that lawsuit. In conclusion, he's stating, for the reasons set forth above, defendant respectfully requests that this court dismiss this action in its entirety for lack of proper service and personal jurisdiction. Plaintiff's failure to exercise due diligence and the improper conduct of her process server render all-purpose service attempts legally void. So put into simpler terms, Ken is trying to get this lawsuit thrown out completely because the plaintiff, who is De'Ara, didn't properly serve the legal papers, meaning the defendant was never properly notified about the case as required by law. So we'll see what happens from here, but let's move on to this next topic with
That's a masterclass at avoiding that. That is crazy. But now they're getting into the DDG. So yeah, let's see what's going on here.
DDG and Kennedy. So now a lot of you are aware that DDG dropped an album titled Moo. Now on this album, he had a song titled Shannon. If you guys didn't know, that song was dedicated to Kennedy. Now Kennedy and DDG had a thing back in the day where they were referring to each other as Shannon and Billy.
I told them to clean it up and
I
they
literally
didn't.
paid them
Shannon,
$300.
Shannon, okay, we're
Billy,
not.
get your stuff together. I'm not gonna ask you again.
Shannon, you know what? You know what, Shannon?
I'm getting a divorce.
When? When, Shannon?
I already have the papers done. I already have.
Do
my,
it.
I already have my
And
lawyer.
I'll have Stephanie next week.
Okay, and I'm gonna talk to Robert from your job. How do you like that? Take that. Stephanie doesn't even know your name, Billy. You know that? It's my friend.
That won't explain why she was saying it last night, Shannon.
Get out. Leave.
So now people were leaving comments under Kennedy's post saying he really changed. Give him another chance.
Hey, now DDG got them begging Kennedy to give him another chance. Hey, I was asleep. This is crazy work. But hey, that was one arc, man. That's actually when I was actively watching YouTube and I did used to watch DDG. I watched like every video back then. So yeah, that was crazy. Those was crazy times.
Out the camera. So when those states Shannon forever and Shannon, where have you been? Now in Kennedy's last post on YouTube about 9 months ago, people were claiming that it appeared that Kennedy is pregnant, which I'm not confirming or denying that, but a lot of people in the comments were saying that they saw a baby bump. Now people are asking DDG to reach out to Kennedy, and DDG basically stated in the past that Kennedy has him blocked on everything. But who knows? Maybe
I don't see no baby bump right there, to be honest. Like, that's crazy. And I mean, her having DDG blocked is not surprising, to be honest. Like they had a little arc. They was very, very close, and then he just bossed up, got with Ruby, all this other stuff, and then you don't even know what he did to her. Like, so then she was riding for him when he really didn't have nothing, and then he turned up and then gave everything, gave the world to all these other girls, and now it's just been controversy ever since. Like, if anybody deserved it, she did deserve it. But to be fair, DDG kind of acknowledged that himself in them songs. So, hey, this is one crazy thing, man. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know. I wonder if she gonna respond.
Maybe she might hear the song and decide to reach out.
Dub Shareline has just tipped $10. Can you check up on Kennedy? DDG squad miss her. She been ghost for 2 years.
You know, I also previously spoke on how people are stating that Lala may be pregnant. Now, she recently
They say everybody pregnant. Now Lala pregnant too? That is crazy.
posted a video on TikTok, and people are even more convinced that she's pregnant, allegedly. Now, a creator spoke out on this, speaking about the pregnancy, and Lala responded.
Did y'all see Lala's recent Instagram video? She looked pregnant as fuck. And recently she has been
Pregnant as fuck is crazy. Like, I mean, that's kind of crazy. Saying she looked pregnant as fuck is wild.
wearing looser clothing, so her stomach don't show as much, but girl, you literally look like you're 2 to 3 months ago. And it kind of makes sense as to why
But if she not pregnant, like, you just call her fat as hell. That's crazy work. Like, hey, that's wild.
Cinco is starting to bring her around his family a lot. She met his mother, she just met his father. And I don't know, the minute she got with Jay Cinco, she's been talking about how she cannot wait to get pregnant. She want to have...
To be fair, she's been talking about she can't wait to get pregnant since she was talking to DDG. So she been plotting on a baby for a minute now. It look like Cinco. I mean, if this is true, Cinco the one who got a baby, who having a baby with her, and yeah, I don't know how that's gonna go. But it looked like he trying to handle it the right way. He doing the things that he's supposed to be doing. So, hey, I mean, she chose a good one, but I don't know. I feel like that could easily end. I ain't gonna say end bad for Cinco, but I mean, I don't know. She don't have the greatest reputation out here. So, hopefully he did do his due diligence in dealing with her, and they've talked through everything, and they on the same page with all of this. Cause yeah, that's very important to be on the same page.
kids, and I just feel like it's a whole plot to trap bro, but hey, maybe it's just me. But they've literally been dating.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. It was the stuff like that gotta cross your mind. It gotta cross your mind. She been like, especially when you see her, she was saying she wanted DDG to get her pregnant like just years ago, and now Jay Cinco possibly got her pregnant. And yeah, that was crazy. And then even back then when she said that to DDG looked disgusted when she said we should have a baby. Like, if you really look at his face, he looked disgusted when she even insinuated that she could have his baby. So yeah.
For like 4 to 5 months now, and you're telling me y'all are already planning on having a child. Like, to me, the first year of the relationship, you're still getting to know the person. You're getting to know what their qualities are, how they treat you when they're upset, you know, like the basics. And to put in a whole infant in there is kind of crazy. And to me, every time Cinco gets in a relationship, he gets very, very, very fucking attached to the female. And I feel like
I ain't gonna lie, my man Cinco is simp, bro. Like, he a lover, but it ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't think it's nothing wrong with loving, but I do think that when you're important, when you're a public figure, especially, you got to be careful. You can't just give yourself and give your all to anyone, especially when you're a man with a big heart, because it's not easy to love as a man. And then it's easy, like, Cinco is known as a shark already, so then you end up hurt. You end up in some situation you don't want to be in, and then you're more likely to hurt other people because you gave your heart to the wrong person, and it was a lot of signs that they might have been a wrong person to begin with. So dude, man definitely got to be careful, for real.
relies on the girl to make him happy. And Lala probably realizes, like, okay, he's kind of like a simp. Anything I say or like whatever, probably just go along with that shit. And I'm not saying that's exactly what happened, but
I highly doubt that.
I'm not the only one who's speculating that she's pregnant. Multiple people were commenting and were like, oh, her stomach is starting to look a little round, how her stomach is poking out, how she looks about 2 to 3 months. And y'all could judge for your own, but I really do fucking think that she's pregnant. And this is all a motherfucking scheme to make sure that she has that man some money. But recently, his views haven't even been doing that good, so Lala, you might want to rethink that shit. It's just absurd that
That's crazy. She said this might be a ploy to get Cinco money, but recently his views ain't even been like that, so she might want to rethink that plan. Like, come on. Then she just called Cinco broke. Like, I feel like, I don't, like, why, like, she going at Lala crazy. She going at Cinco. Is she mad? Is she a Cinco fangirl? She wanted Cinco, and now Lala got him, and now she mad. That's what I feel like this is. It's a lot of shade here for this to just be an innocent video. It doesn't seem like this is too innocent at all. So this is kind of crazy.
Year hasn't even passed, and baby making it so motherfucking quick. Like,
So Lala responded with, if you want a cease and desist on a platter for defamation and harassment, keep these videos going, sis.
Jeez. I mean, hey, that's pretty deserving. She not only came at Lala, she came at Cinco too. It's like, she is skating on thin ice with this. There's a lot of accusations, a lot of stuff that's unconfirmed. She's spinning narratives. She's making, these is real people's lives people be impacting by saying a lot of wild shit. So, hey, I'm not even mad at Lala for that type of response. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. Do she look pregnant to y'all? Let me know how y'all feeling about it, yo. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and I will catch you all on the next one. Peace out, fam.